Tony D and Little Joan, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Mary and George, a historical drama starring Julianne Moore, and it's about a mother and daughter team that were in the English court in the 1600s, and a lot of salacious stuff happened. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 13, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So that's James the First, and he is extremely gay. And he has a bunch of suitors and falls in love with Julianne Moore's son. And as his star rises, so do the entire Villers family that Julianne Moore is the patriarch of. So it's about their rise in the ranks and how, court life and all the debauchery and, I guess. I mean, look, the weird thing about this trailer is it has the song I Want to Be Your Dog by Iggy Pop. I think Iggy and the Stooges made that song. Iggy Pop sings it, which I get. Now I want to be your dog. Like, this guy is the king's dog, essentially, the king's lover, the court favorite. And, it's a weird song to use because it's modern, very modern, has nothing to do with this. And, the theme is kind of there. But it's modern in the sense that, like, it's modern for me, my age group, but I'm 57. So, like, again, it feels like middle-aged people trying to be hip. Oh, we'll use Now I Want to Be Your Dog as the soundtrack. Yeah, it's a really old song now. It's like 20, 30 years old at least, I think. I think it might even be older than that. So it's not hip anymore. I mean, yeah, okay, so you get the 40-year-olds. I guess that's who this is aimed at, because I don't see young people watching it, except maybe for the debauchery. It's on Stars. I don't even know who gets Stars, but so there's one really kind of cool line in this where Julianne Moore says, if I looked like you, I would rule the effing world. But she says the F word, and it kind of takes you out of it. It doesn't feel like it's English. But then I read the write-up on the historical characters in history, and they were considered to be very brash and rude. So maybe she would have said that. But it's kind of an odd little slice of history, I guess. Not sure how well this is going to do. I got mixed feelings about it. On the one hand, it's kind of got a lot of debauched stuff in it, which is appealing at a certain level for, I'll say, the normies, just because there's a lot of sex and craziness in it. On the other hand, it's gay sex, mostly, it seems. So I don't think that has as wide of appeal. So I'm not sure who, some people that will be okay with and entice them. I think a lot of people, it would be too much, because it wouldn't be something they'd want to see. Not that they're really going to show anything, although they kind of showed a lot in this trailer. So yeah, I kind of think, I'm not sure what crowd you're going for here. I on the one hand, I guess you could say maybe for a gay audience, but that's kind of a small audience, and it's a historical drama, so kind of feels inaccurate with that song. And so I don't know what you're doing here. And it's not a particularly nice slice of history or an interesting one. It kind of seems to be a deep dive in English history, kind of obscure time period in the 1600s, focusing on people who aren't really, they're historical figures only because they were attached to historical figures and exploited them. right? Essentially, this guy exploited the king's love for him and made his family wealthy. So, like, I don't think a lot of people. I mean, I don't think a lot of people follow history anymore. Period. But this is particularly obscure, I think, but scandalous. So I think in the UK this probably would have done okay, because I think in the UK they probably would have known this history very well. Probably would have studied it in school like we would study American history. But it's going to be on Stars, so I don't know, man. So let's read the write-up. Follow the story of the Countess of Buckingham, who molded her son to seduce King James I and become his all-powerful lover through intrigue, becoming richer, more titled, and influential than England has ever seen. That might be a slight exaggeration at the end there. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I don't know if it's historically accurate, because there was so much sex in this trailer. That could be historically accurate, but it, like as a history buff, like I want to see it for the history and not so much the sex. So the focus, though, seems to be on that. So I don't know if I would see it. I think I'd rather just read about it. But anyway, it's called Mary and George. It's on Stars. It's a historical mini series, so it's going to be a rise and fall kind of chart. I think it's going to follow her son's exploits, according to the Wikipedia entry I read. So, it's a rise and fall. Credits at the end with probably a roll of what really happened to the two, and pictures of them, paintings of them. There wouldn't be pictures, but paintings. And how that impacted history on the world stage to a degree. So I don't know. Maybe it'd be something they'd play on the History Channel for ratings. It seems a little salacious for something that would be essentially a reenactment of. And Julianne Moore doesn't come off as English. I don't think it's hard to tell if she's really doing an accent. I guess she is doing a light one. But to me, it seems like the actor should be very English in this, and I don't believe she is. I don't believe she's English at all. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of like history for normies, right? Something salacious that you can kind of get behind. Ooh, this is salty. I'll watch this, and you're not going to remember any of the history, but at least you watched it. Maybe. I guess. I don't know. Probably not for me, though. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more based takes. If you can find a more based take, I say take it. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. will be the live stream where we do it live. We talk about the box office and whatever the hell else we want to talk about. Join us, won't you? We'll see you tomorrow.